The Texas Department of Transportation's Dallas District, or TxDOT, welcomes you to the US 380 Princeton Project public meeting. We appreciate your interest in the project and thank you for your participation. Please note, for the virtual public meeting, you may pause this presentation at any point to allow more time to view the slides or get a more detailed view of project information and other exhibits on the website. November 7, 2000 was the last deathless day on Texas roadways, and 4,480 people lost their lives in 2021. That's a streak we want to break. Help TxDOT end the streak of roadway fatalities by buckling up, driving the speed limit, putting down your phone, and never driving under the influence of alcohol or other drugs. This public meeting has been convened by TxDOT and is being held to receive and consider comments from the public regarding the US 380 Princeton project. You may have attended previous public meetings conducted by TxDOT. However, for the benefit of those who have never attended one, I will explain why and how the department conducts a public meeting. A public meeting has four essential purposes: to inform the public of the status of planning efforts on the project and to present the recommendations based on studies performed to date, to describe the project to the public, including known potential project impacts to the human and natural environment, to provide the public an opportunity to view information and express their ideas and concerns at this stage in the planning process while the ability to respond to comments is still flexible and before location and design decisions are finalized. And finally, to develop a record of public views and participation to accompany recommendations for subsequent decisions. This public meeting is being held in compliance with both federal and state laws. Documentation of this meeting will be made available for the official record. I will now explain the design aspects of the US 380 Princeton project. The design schematic under consideration and other project information for the project may be viewed at www.keepitmovingdallas.com/US 380 Princeton. The information posted on this website is the same information presented in this presentation. The project limits extend approximately 11.8 miles from Farm to Market 1827 to County Road 560 within the cities of McKinney, Princeton, and Farmersville in Collin County. The project includes a new location and realignment of US 380 to the north of the city of Princeton, from FM 1827 to east of County Road 458, and then follows existing US 380 across Lavon Lake, transitioning to existing US 380 near County Road 560. The gold line on the map is the approximate proposed alignment. More details and the schematic will be explained later in the presentation. In 2016, TxDOT began working with Collin County and regional leaders on the US 380 feasibility study in Collin County to identify a recommended corridor and appropriate roadway type. The objective of the feasibility study was to perform a needs assessment and analyze potential roadway options that could include improving the existing US 380 alignment or using new alignments. The feasibility study was concluded in spring 2020. The US 380 Princeton project is one of 5 segments of the overall US 380 feasibility study conducted by TxDOT in Collin County. The recommended alignment from the feasibility study became the starting point for further development and refinement for the project. This public meeting will present the US 380 Princeton project alignment. The purpose of the proposed US 380 Princeton project is to improve US 380 to current freeway design standards, increase the capacity to reduce congestion, increase mobility, provide continuous bike and pedestrian connectivity, and improve safety through a multimodal corridor. The existing US 380 roadway does not meet current freeway design standards to handle the current and future traffic volumes, resulting in discontinuous bike and pedestrian connectivity, congestion, and reduced mobility. After further evaluation of the US 380 project, the current refined alignment is shown in blue, with two options, A and B, near the Princeton Crossroads and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers properties. For reference purposes only, we are displaying the 2020 feasibility study alignment as a dashed line. The 2020 feasibility study alignment is no longer under consideration for reasons discussed further in the presentation. Option A, shown in gold, is an alignment through the Princeton Crossroads neighborhood, and option B, shown in green, is through the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers property. The refined alignment and options are presented in this public meeting to gain feedback. For reference purposes only, this slide shows the 2020 feasibility study alignment in addition to the current refined alignment with options A and B. Since the feasibility study alignment shown in pink was completed, the Princeton Crossroads development has been built. The 2020 feasibility study alignment is no longer under consideration due to displacing approximately 72 properties. The current refined alignment, option A, shown in gold, would minimize displacements to approximately 31 properties within the Princeton Crossroads development. The current refined alignment, option B, shown in green, is located within the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers property and would not require any displacements within the Princeton Crossroads development. An evaluation of alignment matrix was developed using quantitative and qualitative analysis to compare the no-build, the 2020 feasibility study alignment, and the current refined alignment with options A and B. The 2020 feasibility study alignment has been removed from consideration due to the large number of displacements and impacts to current and future land developments. In addition to public meeting feedback, TxDOT will conduct further evaluation and coordination with stakeholders on the alignment to minimize impacts. A larger version of this matrix exhibit board can be viewed online at www.keepitmovingdallas.com/US380 Princeton. Currently, the US 380 roadway typical section from FM 1827 to County Road 458 consists of 4 lanes with discontinuous pedestrian accommodations. In 2024, TxDOT is planning to widen existing US 380 in Princeton to 6 lanes with continuous sidewalks. The 2024 US 380 widening project is considered the existing conditions for this project. The planned typical section from FM 1827 to County Road 458 includes 3 lanes in each direction, with a raised curb median and sidewalks within an 80 to 110 foot right-of-way. The US 380 roadway from County Road 458 to west of Lavon Lake consists of 2 lanes in each direction, raised curb medians, and left turn lanes. The section from east of Lavon Lake to County Road 560 is 2 lanes in each direction, with a continuous center left turn lane. Both sections have discontinuous bicycle and pedestrian accommodations. The existing US 380 roadway conditions crossing Lavon Lake consist of 4 12-foot main lanes on a combination of bridges and filled sections, with 6-foot inside shoulders and 12-foot outside shoulders, within 400 feet of available right-of-way. The existing conditions do not include frontage roads across the lake. The proposed US 380 typical section from FM 1827 to west of Lavon Lake includes an 8 to 10 lane divided freeway with 12-foot lanes, auxiliary lanes, and ramps, and 10-foot outside and 15-foot inside shoulders. The proposed project would also include continuous one-way frontage roads with 2 12-foot lanes, raised curbs, and continuous 10-foot shared use paths on both sides of the facility, within a 344 to 400 foot proposed right-of-way. Proposed grade-separated interchanges would be constructed to accommodate Collin County's and the city's future thoroughfare plans. The proposed US 380 typical section over Lavon Lake includes a combination of filled and bridge sections. This typical section highlights the proposed freeway facility crossing Lavon Lake on filled sections to include 8 12-foot main lanes with 15-foot inside and 12-foot outside shoulders. The new proposed one-way frontage roads would be built on continuous bridge structures, including 2 12-foot lanes, 10-foot shoulders, and 15-foot barrier-separated shared-use paths in both directions. The US 380 Princeton project design schematic has an estimated construction cost of approximately $1.2 billion and is anticipated to be ready to let in 2027 depending on funding availability. Letting is when TxDOT notifies the construction community on which a project is ready to receive bids. Construction on a project begins after the letting process is complete. The project cannot let until funding is identified. Prior to December 16, 2014, the Federal Highway Administration, or FHWA, reviewed and approved documents prepared under the National Environmental Policy Act known as NEPA. However, on December 16, 2014, TxDOT assumed responsibility from FHWA through a Memorandum of Understanding to review and approve certain assigned NEPA environmental documents. This Memorandum of Understanding between TxDOT and FHWA was updated on December 9, 2019. The review and approval process applies to this project. Environmental studies are being conducted for the proposed US 380 project to support an environmental clearance in accordance with NEPA. These environmental analyses are necessary to identify, avoid, and minimize effects to the human and natural environments. The technical environmental documentation will be approved for further processing by TxDOT and will be coordinated with other public agencies. Notices for this public meeting were advertised in the Dallas Morning News, Aldea, Collin County Commercial Record, Princeton Herald, Farmersville Times, McKinney Courier, the TxDOT.gov website under Hearings and Meeting Schedule, and on www.keepitmovingdallas.com under Public Hearings and Meetings. The TxDOT Public Information Office also prepared a news release to advertise the public meeting. The TxDOT roadway design schematics are available to view on the project website at www.keepitmovingdallas.com/US 380 Princeton. The Project Environmental Constraints Map is used to help planners and engineers determine the least impactful method to fulfill the purpose of the project. The full map can be viewed on the project website. In the case of US 380, some of the major known constraints include current and future developments, wetlands, floodplains, utilities, cemeteries, parks, lake and tributary crossings, and historic and cultural resources. Environmental studies for this project are ongoing. Approximately 370 to 375 acres of new right-of-way would be required for the proposed improvements. All right-of-way acquisition would be completed in accordance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies Act of 1970 as amended. Brochures titled The Purchase of Right-of-Way and Relocation Assistance are available on the project website. These materials contain detailed information to inform you of your rights and provide information about the TxDOT right-of-way acquisition process. The public meeting comment period for the proposed project ends on Wednesday, August 17, 2022. Following this public meeting, the project design will be refined per public input. Environmental studies will be developed, and additional public involvement will be held. If there are no major issues from the environmental analysis that cannot be addressed in a reasonable timeframe, final environmental clearance is expected in spring 2023. Comments will be accepted in 4 ways, which are outlined here. All comments will be fully considered and responded to in the project record and made part of the final environmental document for this proposed project. This document will then be made available for public review online at www.keepitmovingdallas.com/US 380 Princeton. All statements, comments, and questions will be given careful consideration before final design features are determined. As a reminder, all comments must be received or postmarked by Wednesday, August 17, 2022, to be included in the official public meeting documentation. We sincerely appreciate your participation and interest concerning the proposed design of the US 380 Princeton project. Thank you. This concludes the presentation.